Your data is going to tell you who the right audience is, who the people are that you should be targeting. And a lot of marketing metrics like engagement, click-through rate, traffic sources, they're all going to be your friends. My background is very much in academia, so I think that my path to marketing and to communications was maybe a little bit non-traditional in that sense, just because I do have my master's degree in English. So I kind of thought I would be a professor one day, I would go to school, get my master's in English, and then eventually teach. And then shortly after graduating from my master's program, my husband and I moved to North Carolina. And when we moved up here, I ended up getting a job at a technology startup and working very heavily in content marketing, which I think was a natural crossover with this background that I had in reading and writing. So it was really cool to kind of pick up these marketing skills. And then I was able to take those to my current job. And about 7 months in at my current job, I was promoted to a role that is called Senior Content Marketing and Communications Manager. And with that, the communication side of things, I'm talking a lot about how we can reach out to new audiences. I'm dealing a lot with kind of the PR side of the communications piece. So it's been really interesting to combine my love of English and reading and writing with not only marketing, but also communications in general. The first company that I worked for after getting my master's degree was a small technology startup. And it was really interesting working there because at the very core of the company, behind every single decision, was data. If you made any decision for the company, you had to be able to back it up fully with data. And we actually did a lot of email marketing because that was kind of the core of the business and their bread and butter. And with the email marketing, we would run A/B tests every single day on subject line, content, what have you. And we had this massive spreadsheet of the results of every single test. So it was like every single day, the open rate, click-through rate, et cetera, how people were responding to the emails. And what was really fascinating was with this company, at all levels, not just people in the C-suite, you had to be able to read this data and then weave it into a story. So even though I was at a specialist level role at this company, I had to be able to look at this data and give it back to the rest of my company and be able to say what it meant, what we were doing well, where we needed to improve. And I think that it kind of opened my eyes to the first time of data being this thing that tells a story. And it can provide a really nuanced, efficient way of talking about business operations kind of at a higher level. I think it gave me this foundational appreciation for data that I'll probably take with me for the rest of my career. Specifically on the communication side of my job, because I'm doing a lot with the PR piece of communications. I'm looking at how our press releases are performing, and a lot of PR distribution services make this easy for you. So they'll send you these reports after a release goes out. They'll talk about total pickup that you got, engagement actions, et cetera. And so I'm able to take that data and weave it together in context of what product releases or announcements we're putting out and be able to tell a story to my team with what's working. And then outside of the specific PR efforts, I spend a lot of time looking at kind of the more people metrics side of things for what I do at Zift. So to me, this is looking at how many people are engaging with external comms on websites like LinkedIn. Are we seeing our followers continue to increase on social media? Are people commenting on and sharing our posts? And I think the people metrics side of things can get a little bit fuzzier, but it is an effective way of showing if people are actually liking the communications that you put out. I will take this back to my earlier answer in focusing on kind of the people metrics side of things. I'm always looking at if people are responding to and sharing our external communications on social media. Are there particular topics landing with one of our targeted audiences over another? Anything that's going to shed light on how customers or prospects engage with content is going to be able to tell us a story. And then from here, I'm going to be in a better position to be able to optimize my work accordingly. I think for me, working specifically within content marketing, something that data does a really good job at is telling me what I need to be writing about. So when we're doing SEO research to see what keywords need to be targeted for blog content, anything that we're writing for the Zift Solutions website, data is going to be able to give me some background information and context that's really valuable. So if we're going to put the time and money into writing something, researching it, publishing it, all of that long process, data tells me what direction to go in first. And I think that is kind of the most important thing that data does. It's, the backbone of everything that you do. And when you utilize data, you're going to be able to save yourself some of that time and energy to make sure that you're putting out stuff that really sticks. I would say the biggest thing is to invest in relationships with people who are both in your company, but also within your industry at large, just because these are the people that you're going to learn from. I used to feel pretty self-conscious about getting mentorship or help from people, especially people who are at higher levels in the company, because you think that these people are busy and their time is so precious. And those things are true. But if someone wants to kind of help you with your career and give you advice and feedback, you should definitely accept it. You should be grateful, you should be appreciative, but I think always jump at the opportunity to just expand those relationships and make them better.